So today we are going to learn about the VPN and how VPN, private subnet and public subnet try to access the S3 bucket. Okay, so let's try to understand the concept, you know, what we are going to do. So whenever we create a virtual private cloud, so whenever, so this is virtual private cloud, and within that we will have public subnet. And in public subnet, we will try to create one resource or multiple resources. For example, we are creating Amazon EC2 instance, and then there is another, Amazon network where our S3 bucket is residing. So whenever and similarly, we can have a private subnet within that, and that also can try to access, Amazon S3 bucket. So the thing is, because the public subnet have an internet gateway to route to the S3 bucket, so using the private public subnet, this is easily, can be done. So we can access the S3 bucket residing on the Amazon network. But if you look at the second picture, so in the second picture, it's shown that this is the virtual private cloud, and we have within that we have two subnets, public subnet and private subnet, and we have both, Amazon EC2 instances in both the subnets, and we do not have any, we cannot, directly access the internet through because it's a private subnet. So any, restricted resources are there. So why we create a private subnet is so our secure, database servers and microservices will be there in the private subnet. So in the public subnet, we will have another different web servers already. Mostly, the web server will be running on that, and then there are different security protocol. Security groups can be established on those web servers, and that can be secured through from the backed, internet users. But the public subnet can access the private internet, can access the internet, and it can, both ways. The internet gateway is both way. So if we allow our private subnet to access the internet, so the hackers, they can access the information from the private subnet. Okay, because the internet gateway would be allowing the traffic on both ways. Okay, so this is the problem with that. So to solve that, we have a few solutions. Okay, so that we are going to see. Okay, so if you, yeah, so so there are multiple ways how our private subnet can access the internet or can access the S3 bucket. So there are a couple of solutions. First is we create the VPC S, VPC S3 endpoint. Okay, we have to create S3 endpoint within the our virtual private cloud. Okay, while pointing to the private subnet, and that will create the router, router path. So using that router, we can connect to the S3 bucket through our public instance. Okay, public EC2 instance. And another way is NAT, network address translation gateways. So the first solution is no cost of creating this endpoint. Okay, But in the NAT gateways, there will be hourly charges. Okay, hourly charges for NAT gateway. The charges are, I think, probably depending upon the region and availability zone. So that charges can be different. So that can be checked on Amazon website. Okay. So in this video, we are going to see the first part. So how we are going to create the VPC S3 endpoint and try to access the S3 bucket. And okay, what we will do is we will create the S3 and VPC endpoint, and then through that we will try to access the S3 bucket. Okay, and finally, how we are going to do is first we will do is first we are not creating S3 endpoint. First we will create the setup, virtual private cloud, then public subnets and private subnet, then corresponding EC2 instances, and then elastic IPs we are going to create to for the public subnet to access the internet and S3 bucket. And then within that we are going to create one AMI role for accessing S3 that we will assign to the both the Amazon EC2 instances, and then we will try to log into the public EC2 instance, and through that we are going to log into the private, and then we will try to access the AWS CLI S3 command. Using that command, we are going to access the S3 bucket, and we will see that we are not able to access from private subnet and private EC2 instance. And then we will create the S3 endpoint, and then we are going to successfully connect to the S3 bucket. So these are the steps we are going to do. So let's go to the Amazon console and try to create the resources. AWS management console. Okay, I'm just logging in. Just logging back in. I think I have just logged in before. Okay, so let's go to the services and virtual private cloud. So this is virtual private cloud, and if you look at the dashboard, nothing is running. This is a default VPC is running, and so all the default things are there actually. Subnet, no subnet route table. This is one route table. I think the internet gateway is there. Okay, security group and all. So what we are going to do is we will just launch VPC wizard, or in VPC wizard there are few options. So what we are going to do is we are just going to uh, take the first options where it says they select VPC configuration with public subnet. Okay, so let's click on that, and then it provides the VPC name that we have to give. So VPC my test VPC. That's living. Okay. Availability zone. Let's me try with the Mumbai zone 1A, because there are three availability zone within a region. So 1A, 1B, 1. I'm just taking 1A, and I'm taking a public subnet. Okay. And I'm just creating the VPC. Okay. Take a while. So let me go to the VPC dashboard and let's see. It's created. Okay. And let me go to the subnets and see this public subnet is there. Okay. Now, see, if you look at this as internet gateway, so for public subnet, it will be there. See, it's allowing all the traffic 0.0.0.0.0. Okay. So this is allowing all the traffic. This is the internet gateway. Okay. We then go to the route table, and you can see inbound and outbound traffic, how it is going to access. Okay. So now we will create one more subnet that we will call it a private subnet. Create subnet, then it is asking for VPC. So within the same VPC, we are going to create subnet. Okay. Subnet name, I'm giving a private subnet, and I have, let me try within the same, and IPVR block. So this is our VPC's IP address, CIDR block. Okay. On that CIDR block, we can type it's a one. Okay. And name is private subnet. I'm not doing anything here. Okay, I think it's not long, but this is. So let's go to the subnets. How many subnet? Two subnets, private and public. Okay. See the route table. We do not have any internet gateway entry here, so it's not able to access the outside traffic, or outside traffic cannot be accessing this one, this subnet. Okay. Now let's open another window and log back in. I'll go to the EC2 in the services. Let's go to the EC2 domain, compute domain. So if I look at the dashboard, there is nothing is running. So let's go to the instances, and I will, before that, let me try creating one elastic IPs. So if you do not know elastic IP, let me tell you, this is an public IP address, which is fixed address. Okay. And so Amazon allows us to provide one elastic IP as a free, and if you want to have more elastic IPs or a public IP addresses, then you have to pay. Okay, so I will ask for allocation of one IP address for my EC2 instance. Okay, so just click on allocate elastic IP address, then we get this wizard and just create. Okay, so this is the IP address I got, 13.235.97.13. So this is my public IP address. Okay, so I will use this IP address for my to associate my public EC2 instance, which will be residing in my public subnet. Within that, my virtual private cloud. Okay. Now let's go to the EC2 dashboard and try creating the EC2 instances. Okay. Launching the EC2 instance, going to the free tier available, and taking the first one, taking the default configuration as of now, and it is us. In configuration instance detail, it will ask for the network interfaces and public subnet, I mean the subnets and uh, virtual private cloud. Okay, so we have one my test VPC. So within that, we are going to create this EC2 instance. Okay, what happened? Let me reload this. I think this. I'm not sure why it happened. I have two IDs. I will just log in again. I think I don't know what happened. So let me again, we are continuing with that. EC2 instances and launching the EC2 instance, free tier available, selection, I'm just taking the default configuration and I'm taking my public, and now I'm going to create my public. Okay, I think okay, and then IAM role. Okay, so I do not have an IAM. So first, what I will do is I will just create an IAM role. AWS Management Console. I'll just go to my IAM dashboard. Okay, so this IAM role is for for the EC2 instances to access the S3 bucket. So we should have some role to access the S3 bucket. Okay. So let's go and create. So I'm going to the role. So let's go to the dashboard first, how it looks like. So there is nothing. So there are inbuilt roles are available. So we don't want these. We will just create our own. Okay. I'm just clicking on here. AM service. Okay. EC2 common use cases. EC2 I'm just taking. Okay. And just then clicking on next. So what are the permission we need? We just search it. S3, probably the Amazon website is slow. It's not able to load. Okay, so I'm just taking the Amazon S3 full access. Okay, we can select many more, but we just want S3 bucket access. I'm not giving anything name key pair. Okay, I'm just giving the S3 full bucket access. So this role I'm creating and create role. Just click on create role. See in the list S3 full bucket access. Our role is created. Okay. Then let's see if it appears here. IAM role. Let's refresh it. It came here. So I'm just giving. So what we have configured in this part 3 of AMI is our VPC and public subnet and IAM role. Everything else I'm letting those as default, and then review and launch. Then launch it. This is asking for key pair. This is my public EC2. Okay, key. I'm just downloading this. I will use this whenever I'm going to connect this public EC2 instance from the PuTTY. Okay, launch instance, and my instance is launching in the background. Okay, let's see how it is. So just in pending state. So let's create one more instance which is called a private instance. So let's have the same configuration. Here I have to modify. I will give the same virtual private cloud, and here I am giving the private subnet. Let everything else remain same except the IAM role. Same IAM role I am going to assign. Review and launch. Okay. creating the new key pair. That time, this time I'm giving the private EC2 key. Okay, then I'm downloading this key, launching the instance, and let's go to the dashboard. Instances are running in background. First started running. In status check is initialization currently. Okay, so I think the first one is public, isn't it? And this one is private. Private EC2. Let's say in this I name it as a public EC2. Okay. See public subnet. Okay. So we have confirmed everything. What we are going to do is I will go to the elastic IP. Where is elastic IP? I will allocate. What I'm going to do is I will associate IP address where, so first option is which resource type instance. What is that? Running public. Okay. Allow this IP address to be reassociated. Okay. So whenever this needs, if it is free, then it can be reassociated. So, okay. So now let's refresh it. Nothing doing. Then go to the EC2 dashboard. Go to these. Now this is my public subnet. See, elastic IP address has come. Okay. This is public EC2 instance, and I have here we do not have a public IP address. Only private IP address will be there for private subnet. There won't be any elastic IP address. IAM role is already there. Okay. So in all, let them, yeah, initialization check is happening. So let them come to the running mode. Means I'm waiting for status check of my private EC2 instance. Okay. Meanwhile, we will go to the or S3. We can go like this. We can type any resource name in search box and then directly go to click on S3. And so this S3 bucket I have already created. So you can create S3 bucket here, you know. So I have created already one S3 bucket. Okay, in that I have one folder. I do not have any files within. Okay, we will try to access this bucket. Okay, whenever our things are ready. So let's go to the EC2 dashboard again. See the instances both are running and up. Okay. This is our public. Okay, this one is our public. See, the IP address has been assigned to it. Okay. Now, just now let's try to connect to the public. So I'm just going to create opening the PuTTY-Gen. Okay. Why we need PuTTY generator is we need to create the PPK key used from the PEM key. Okay. So I have first is public. I'm just opening it and saving my private key. Yes, what I'm going, the name is public PPK key. Just giving. saving it. Okay, I'm just closing it. Sorry, I have to do one more thing. I'll just go to the downloads and I'm just removing this. I forgot to do one thing. Let me go to Putigen again. Just opening it, loading, go to the public key. Okay, I need to give the password, so I forgot that earlier. I've given the key passphrase. Fingerprint I have loaded. Passphrase is this one. Then I have to save the private key. Public ppk key and saving it. Okay. Now I am going to close. Let me putty. So I'm opening the putty. Now I have to go to the connection SSH. I need to give the key, go to the authorization, also do the authentication parameters, allow agent forwarding, okay, and try to give this key and go to the connection session, okay. Here we need to give the address, okay. So I'm just copying this and go to the putty, paste it. It's asking for fingerprints. That's my username would be EC2 hyphen user. How do I know? So let's go to connect and see what is the username. You can find out easily. This is the username. Okay, EC2 hyphen user by default user, and then is asking for pass the same key I'm going to give passphrase. So it is logged in. Okay. So if I enlarge it, so let me check host name. Okay, so same IP 10.0.0.220. Okay, okay. Now we will try to access the S3 bucket. Let's look at the this picture. So this is public subnet. We have internet gateway. Okay, that we have already seen. Let's look at that again. Go to the VPC board dashboard. This and go to VPCs. Sorry, go to the subnets because our public instance is under public subnet. Then go to the route table. So as we know, our route table is already connected with the internet gateway. So it should access the, okay, let me, okay. So I have already, you know, command copied. I will just copy and paste here. My bucket I have to give here. So what is this is AWS CLI command actually. So AWS S3 ls S3 colon and your bucket name. What is my bucket name? So I have to go to the storage services S3. This is my bucket name. I'm just copying, just pasting over here. Here, see, okay. I can access this. You can see music lib, right? See the music lib is over here. Okay. So from public, you can access it. Now we have to go to the private. We need to access to the private EC2 instance. So go to the private EC2 instance. Let me go to the, let's try going from here. EC2 instance, two EC2 instances are running, private subnet, and see, what you need is, you need the private IP for DNS. Okay, you need to copy this one. You need this one and also the PAM key. Okay, so the PAM key, what we have done is for private, right? So this I can open. Okay. I think I have to open with probably Notepad. Yeah. So I'll just, what you need to do is, you need that key to be added here, and also we will have to do SSH. For SSH, because we do not have any IP address, so we will use the private subnet DNS address. Okay. So now I'll just copy this key. I'll create same name file vi. What I will do is, I'll just copy this name dot pem, insert mode, control C and control V. I'm just saving it. Let's see, do we have the file? Yes, ch mode. Let's give some permissions, only execution permissions. Okay. Now we will try to log in. So let's prepare the another. Okay. So what I will do is, so I have a command. So what we have to do is SSH -i, this pub key, and EC2 -user. So this user will remain as by default. If you go to the, where is this one? Get to the connect and try to see. So this user will remain same, right? EC2 user. Okay. So if you come here, yeah, EC2 user will remain same. But we have, yeah, this is private, right? So I said, right, we will need the IP address, private IPv4 DNS address. So I just copied and just, okay, is asking for yes or no, continue. I did yes. So we reached the 10.0.1.237 from 10.0.0.220. So we have host name is now this one. Okay, your name minus a if you want to type. So this is there. Let's try to access the S3 bucket. Okay, remember we have the roles S3 access, no, AMI role we have, IAM role, sorry, IAM role we have. Okay, so yeah, so it will keep on waiting, and after some time it's going to time out because we don't have access. Okay, so where we reached up till here, we could establish the access to the S3 bucket into the Amazon network. Okay, through the public instance, public EC2 instance available in public subnet, because we had the access to the internet gateway. Now, okay, we could establish using the public sub. This is established. Okay, this one. Now we have to, because, and we see that no route to internet, therefore we could not access the S3 bucket residing into the network. Okay, that those two things we have seen all. Okay, so now we have to achieve this part. private subnet EC2 instance should access this one. So how we are going to do it? We need to create the S3 VPC endpoint. Okay, see, still it is not happening. Okay, so now go to the Amazon console. Let's go to the VPC dashboard. Now we have endpoints. Okay, so we will create the endpoint. Let's click on endpoint. So we have AWS service. Okay, so we need to okay. So what we are doing, we will create for S3. Okay, so let's search using S3. Okay, and we will give the pom.amazon AWS app south 1 S3. Okay, we are going to do gateway. We're selecting the gateway. Okay, and we will have to have full access. Okay, then we are not giving any key tag, key value pair, create endpoint. Okay, VPC endpoint has been created. VPC ID. And there is, let me go to the endpoint. We have the full access. What are the details? Let me check. Policy full access roundtable. I think let me remove this first. I'm going to delete this. I have to create another. Now I'm going to create another endpoint. Okay. So I'll just create the S3. Let me search. We have to take the this one. We forgot to mention the route table. Okay. So we have to take the VPC. So our VPC is this one. Okay. We missed this point earlier. So and okay. So this is our this one, the virtual private cloud. Now we need to do for private. Okay, we don't have to do for public because we have already access to. Okay, now create the endpoint. Now, so let's go to the endpoints and then see the route table. Okay, now this is associated with earlier it was not there. Now we have associated know routing to the. So let's see connection timeout on and URL. Okay, so this was connection timeout. Now I think let me try to exit, then let me try to get in. Now I think we should be able to access. See, from 237 also I'm able to access. Okay, so 10.0.1 237. Okay, so this is our private. Let's go and clearly check. See, 10 dot private EC2 10.0.1.237 10.0.1.2. From here we can see earlier this was not working and it was ending up in the login timeout or something. Yeah, timeout issues. connection closed, connection timeout on endpoint URL. Okay, so we let's go to the Microsoft Word. So what we have understood is we could create the S3 VPC endpoint from there, from the private subnet, and from the private Amazon EC2 instance, we could establish the connection to the Amazon S3. Okay, earlier it was not there. So the second solution is to create NAT gateways. Okay, and there is another third solution actually. So what we can do is we have to create the elastic IP in that case as well. Elastic IP, and we could create the public subnet and private subnet at a time using VPC dashboard. Okay, so there is, okay, let me just show you. I'll not do it completely. So go to the VPC. We have dashboard. Okay, launch VPC wizard. That I said there are four options, so we can select the second one. VPC with public and private subnets. You can select creating it. It will give, it will ask for VPC name and then public subnet address. Availability zone you can specify public subnet name availability zone, private subnet, and then there is NATV gateway REST will. So you have to, if you supply any elastic IP address, because there is no elastic IP address currently. But if you disassociate that address, or you can create new elastic IP address, go to EC2 wizard, and you can create from there is elastic IP public IP address. You need to give here, and then it will provide the NAT gateway. Okay, using that NAT gateway, that access can be done. Okay, but this is, there are charges applied, so you have to go here and see the pricing. Hourly pricing will be there depending upon the availability zone on region. See, region, Ohio region in US East, it's VPC reachability analyzer 0.01, then price, another pricing examples. Okay, sanity gateway charges 0.045 per hour. So that you have to check and see. Okay, now at the end, what we are going to do is we are going to remove all the resources. Let me go first to the EC2 instances. Okay, first I will go to the elastic IP. What I will do is I will disassociate, okay, from my public EC2 instance, and I will release. This is do in this sequence. Okay, now go to EC2 dashboard. Quickly go to EC2 instances. Terminate both of these. Terminate the instances. So they'll take a couple of, not couple of, 10 minutes or 15 minutes to completely shut down and terminate. Okay, and let's go to the dashboard if we have anything. Okay, let's key pairs. We know we have two key pairs, that also I'm going to remove because nothing is required here. Just type DELET. Okay, just deleting. Let's go to the dashboard if we have anything running. So you can, likewise, you can go and see, refresh it. You will see CV. Few things are, they are already in shutting down mode. They are not running, but they are in there in the list of instances. But they are going to be shutting down soon. And there are security group volume, because I think it is associated with these EC2 instances. Whenever these will go, this will also go. So if you have any doubt, I mean, you can go to the dashboard and see what things are running, and then go and remove. And probably you can remember the things. EC2 instances Okay, and elastic IPs we have already removed, so that's not no nothing is there. Now go to the VPC dashboard. Okay, VPC dashboard. We will have one by default VPC, and if you're going to create remove this, then it won't allow. Okay, because there are already subnets are associated with it, so they are not going to allow. And go to subnets and remove these two subnets. Okay, this is also not allowed. I think I have to wait for some time because these EC2 instances are already running, right? So let me internet gateways. I'll have to wait for some time, probably. Okay. What is happening is, because I cannot remove what it is saying is because my EC2 instances are not completely shut down. Therefore, they are not. It's not allowing. Okay, I think they are done now. Okay, now go to dashboard. So refresh it. Subnet gone. Route table, I think. Route table also, I think I can remove. Yes, I could remove these route table as well. Hmm. I think let me delete route table. This is cannot be deleted. I think this is by default or something. Okay, then your VPC. Now my time is to my remove the VPC at all completely. So this is it will so it will try to remove every resource. Okay, this is by default VPC, so it is let it remain like that. So I think I did not create any gateways and all. Let's see how many. It's already default gateway. Okay, nothing is there. Now go to the IAM if you want to remove that role. Otherwise, there is no charges, so you can keep that role. So we have created this role. Just do deletion. Okay, nothing. Go to the dashboard and see. Yeah, it has come down to 11. Okay, so this is all about VPC private subnet, how the EC2 instances are getting connected to the S3 bucket. Okay, thank you so much.